What's up, guys? It's J Dilly here, and this is the first ever episode of the Retro Game Hunt. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going to go around and videotape myself game hunting. One, because I'm getting bored of just, popping into stores and then popping out of stores, either buying stuff or not. And I'd like to kind of, get some episodes up on YouTube, see how it goes. I do have to give some credit, though. The Game Chasers, obviously, are pretty much a pioneer of this, and I started watching them a while back. And I think it'd be more fun to have, the video portion of it as a hobby as well. And I also have to give credit out to Jay Bartlett and Rob McCallum from Nintendo Quest. Spent some time talking to Rob the other night, actually, and he kind of motivated me to get this thing going as soon as possible and just kind of have fun with it. Don't worry about how it turns out. I don't have a video crew. I don't even have a video camera. I'm filming on an iPhone 6S as I'm driving to work. And, I have no video editing skills. I have an app called Splice that I'm going to use. And, we'll see how it turns out. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's awesome, it's awesome. We'll see how it goes. Not looking to necessarily get anything out of this besides adding to my hobby. It's, kind of just going to be for fun. And, basically I'm going to start this series and just kind of, film when I game hunt, see what happens. The motivation to start this now, though, is, obviously today's not going to be a game hunting day. I just got off of one shift. I'm driving to another. But at the site that I'm working at, I've, been there plenty of times, and I've always noticed the Salvation Army and a pawn shop on the same exact street that I work on, and I've never gone into either one of those, so I'm just going to start there because why not? Obviously, I've got my hot spots where I usually find stuff, but I think it's going to be more interesting to, start off in completely unknown territory for me. I'm using no script whatsoever on this. That would completely take the fun out of it, to be honest, so I have no interest in doing anything, anything of that sort. I might delete a video and refilm it if it, comes out stupid. But, this is already the fourth time I've done this one. But, yeah, basically that's what's going on. Nothing crazy. We're also going to get into a different series called the Retro Game Tour, which is going to be kicking off next month in May 19th to be specific. I'm going to go around, and this I got the idea more or less from Nintendo Quest and Nintendo Quest's Power Tour. So I do have to give credit where it's due. They went around and tried to get all 678 NES games in 30 days. I'm not doing anything like that, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go around to different retro video game stores across the U.S., hopefully at some point Canada, and I'm going to interview the store owners, and I'm going to, shop their store, give them a shout out, and I'm just trying to, spread the word about the good stores out there. And I've already got a catalog of about 50, 60 stores that I want to go to. Obviously, I'm doing this on my own budget and on my own time. There's not a ton of stuff I can really, just up and go do with my job and stuff like that. So, but May 19th, that's going to be kicking off with the first stop, and we'll get to that later. So if you, hopefully you guys like this, and we'll get it going. Alright guys, what's up? So, finally out of work, long day, busy day. I am at the Salvation Army in Berwyn, Illinois. We're going to go take a look and see what they got there. Alright, so that was pretty much a huge waste of time. They had an original Xbox, a couple PS2 and Wii games. Nothing even mixed in with the CDs. Everything was very overpriced and very dirty compared to some of the ones in the suburbs. So, obviously, it's going to be hit or miss. I probably won't stop here too often, but, I mean, whatever, new territory. So, let's go check out that pawn shop. Alright, so I made it over to the pawn shop. It's like 3 blocks over. Let's see if this goes any better. Alright, so that's a new one. Well, where do I start? He had a Pac-Man and a Donkey Kong Jr. Arcade cabinet, like the tabletop ones. They were asking $1,200 a piece. I told them that was way too high because they were in pretty bad condition. So, then I asked if he had any retro games, and that's where things just went downhill. He said he had a Super Nintendo 64, and I'm like, alright, which one? And it ended up being a Super Nintendo. He would not come off of $185, and it did not look, wonderful. And I asked if I could buy the games separately, and he couldn't even find the games. And when he turned around to the price, he said $30 a piece without showing me what they were. So, that happens. You're going to run into people who don't know what stuff is and assume that it's old, then it must be worth money. That's not always the case. Retro games do not mean rare necessarily, and they do not mean expensive. Majority of the games for the NES and the Super Nintendo are $5 a piece, if not less. You have your rare games, but I didn't even get to see the games, and I don't care. That was just a complete waste of time, and yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna maybe stop somewhere else, maybe not, I don't know, but I'm getting out of here. Alright, so I just turned around because I completely forgot there was a GoodWill on the way home that I never stop at, and that's why I'm going to stop at it, because, sometimes these are very, very big hit-or-miss stops, and I don't feel like missing it, so we're going to pop into GoodWill and see what they have. GoodWill, and I couldn't tell you what town we're in. I think Villa Park or Lombard, Illinois, one of the two. So things could have gone worse. It's complete, disc is clean-ish, so $2, not bad. All right, so kind of disappointed myself a little bit. You'll see it in the video, but I found this black box that had 3 pull-out trays on it, and it had little slots in it, and I thought it was for cassettes. That got me really excited, and I was gonna buy it. It was like $4 or something like that. Then I started looking at it closer, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is too big. And sure enough, it was for CDs. Sure, I could have used it for PS1 or Dreamcast, but I put it back. The reason why I would have gotten so much more excited if it was cassettes, loose Genesis cards are the same size as cassettes. So if you can find some type of holder for cassettes, you have a holder for loose Genesis cards, which is a little bit better because N64 obviously never did anything like that. They have those pull-out trays that are made by Nintendo specifically, which are a bitch to find, and they're expensive-ish. But Sega never made anything, to my knowledge. If they did, please correct me and point it out, because I've never seen one. I've never seen anything online. But yeah, that got me kind of excited. I would have been all over that. I've been trying to find some type of cassette holder. I don't personally own any Genesis games that are loose because I usually find them complete in box, so I don't waste the time. I honestly never even really flipped through the loose ones, which at some point I probably should start doing. But yeah, so Tony Hawk 2X for original Xbox, $2. All right, so that's 1 for 3 on those stops today, and you know, it could have been worse. That's how game hunting really goes, guys. It's not find stuff every time you walk into a store. It's not get stuff dirt cheap every time. It's a lot of driving, a lot of standing around, a lot of digging through stuff to not find it. So, as you can see now, it's a lot harder than it looks. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go home. I gotta work in 6 hours and 45 minutes. So, fun times. All right, so I just remember driving home from GoodWill that I have some pre-orders to pick up at GameStop, so we're going to run over there quick and pick up a few things. I'm going to do a special episode on this later, but I am very obsessed, and it's a very unhealthy obsession, with a series called Fallout, which I'm sure most of you all know what that is. So I'm picking up a few Fallout-related items that came out pertaining to Fallout 4. They are the first 3 Dorbs figures. I don't know what these are. I mean, I know they're little figures. They're basically pop figures, but smaller. I don't own any Dorbs. I haven't really looked into it because there wasn't any Fallout ones, so I had no reason to really look at them. Never bought any pop figures until the Fallout ones started coming out either. So, I've got the first 3 out of 5 they're doing for the Dorbs waiting for me over here. So we're going to go do that, pick those up, and then I'm going to head home, and that's going to be it for today. So that went a lot worse than expected. I did something I promised myself I would not do for a long time. I bought an amiibo. Alright, so now, not only did I buy my first Dorb, I bought 3 Dorbs, like I said, and I bought my first amiibo. Go ahead and show you what I got. Alright, so the pickups. New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. This is for my sister-in-law. Umbrella Chronicles, Resident Evil for the Wii, $10. Why not? Oh boy. Dorb number 1. This is the Vault Boy Dorb. They're basically, I did look at it, they are made by Funko, so they are the same thing. They're just a little bit cuter, whatever. Still vinyl figures. Here's the female Lone Wanderer. Same thing. Male Lone Wanderer. The damn amiibo that I promised I would not get myself into. They had the Rob Famicom colors. Only got that because it was, retro related. It's going to kind of go in my game room and just kind of sit there. So, why not? What's up, guys? That's going to wrap up episode 1 of the retro game hunt. Appreciate you guys checking it out. This was my first attempt at doing anything of this sort, so I hope it turns out well. I hope you guys like it. Yeah, that's pretty much how this game hunting stuff goes. So I'm going to keep filming, keep editing, and keep pumping out content for you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. Featured 2 tracks, Gutter and Prodigal Son by Gideon in this episode. I obviously do not own the music, and I'm going to put a couple links at the end of this and in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, leave some feedback, anything, and we'll keep game hunting together. All right.